Today, I want to share with you what has been probably the most impactful thing that I've learned in the last several months, if not year. And I'm excited for it because it has a lot to do with what I think is the number one thing that stops you from being your most charismatic, confident, and successful self. And that thing that is stopping you is yourself. It is your own mind more than anything that is happening in the external world that gets in your way. For instance, you're going to give a presentation. It's not the audience, it's not the person on the stage, it is the thoughts in your head that are making you maybe have your hands shake, feel like your voice is quaking, and then ultimately sabotage you. So whether it's with presentations, sticking to a diet, building a business, creating a relationship, whatever it is, if you can get your thoughts supporting you, your feelings backing you up, rather than having them fight you, you're going to find that your goals are they're downhill. You're going to get there eventually, versus if your thoughts don't support you, they're up on a mountain and you're going to have a really hard time getting there. So let's just get into it. I want to start with belief. I never realized how important your beliefs are towards shaping your world. I really do now think that your beliefs are probably the most powerful mental, personal development tool that you have at your disposal. And if you don't buy into this, just think of what religious belief has done to shape our world and is still doing to shape our world. People for the religions clearly are willing to fight, to die. They're willing to kill. On the other hand, they're willing to save lives, right? They're willing to dedicate their lives to other people, depending on which direction their religious beliefs send them down. And you might not realize this, but your beliefs have the same power on you every single day. It's just that they're not written in a book, so you can't translate how clearly your beliefs are resulting in the person that you are and the way that you feel. The other problem is you probably never sat down and thought, hey, I can pick my beliefs. So that's just something that happened to you. In fact, the way that beliefs happen, which is the first point I want to make, beliefs form from associations to pain and pleasure. And these typically occur when you're a young kid. So you take the belief that anxiety, right? When you go into a social situation, you might believe that social situations are difficult, right? The social situations can create rejection and pain. Where does that come from? Typically, this comes from when you were a small child, you went up, you talked to a group of other kids, and they rejected you. Or you walked up to a group of kids, you had a great time, but when you came back to mom and dad yelled at you for running away. Whatever happened, at some point in your life, pain got linked up to socializing, which resulted in a feeling of negativity when it came to socializing, and that's the belief that socializing is bad or that I'm not good at socializing. Now, why did that happen? Your brain, your mind, your whole nervous system is trying its best to protect you. So when two things happen at the same time and they create pain, it's going to create an emotion that keeps you away from that pain, hence anxiety. Your anxiety is actually to protect you from the pain that you might have felt when the kids rejected you or you came back to your parents and they yelled at you. It is your body doing its best to stop you from feeling pain and to create pleasure. And I know this sounds insane because anxiety is a miserable feeling. Envy is a miserable feeling. Insecurity, laziness, these all feel bad. My point is that something in our lives typically happened that made us think that, well, this might be bad, but there's something worse. And that is what I want to help you change today. So, think of a belief that is stopping you from getting what you want. Maybe laziness is stopping you from succeeding in your business. Maybe anxiety is stopping you from feeling confident and going and getting the boyfriend or girlfriend that you like. Whatever it is, think of a feeling that you have, an associated belief, and a situation. And I want you to go through, we're going to work on shifting this and then shifting this entire area of your life in the next few minutes. First thing is this. We want to recognize the positive intent. And I just went through how anxiety can actually come from a positive intent, but let's take another. For instance, laziness. I was originally struggling with laziness. I haven't been filming as much, and it's because there was a positive intent to that, which is I only wanted to make one really great content, and I thought if I took more time, I could do it. I also was enjoying spending time with my friends on the beaches of Brazil, and time spent creating videos took away from that. So when I look through the laziness that has stopped me from making as many YouTube videos, there's a positive intent there. And what I want you to do is write down your positive intent that is associated with that negative feeling. And then when you have it, say, thank you, brain. Thank you for doing your best to keep me safe It sounds like you got a little bit confused, but I appreciate you always supporting me. It does help to acknowledge the positive intent, but now we need to shift it. We need a new association. I'm just going to stick with the example of my laziness with creating videos. What you need to do now, and this is probably the most powerful part, is associate a tremendous amount of pain to not changing. Meaning you need to associate a ton of pain to staying anxious, to staying envious, to staying lazy. So for me, I had to go down and write all the things that this not creating made me do. It made the YouTube channel not grow as fast. It affected my income. It made me feel like I wasn't contributing as much to the world. It let people down. And as you go through, these will have different amounts of impact on you. Quite frankly, financially, a YouTube channel growing didn't impact me. But when I felt like I was letting you guys down, like there were people out there who need this stuff and I wasn't delivering, that created a hurt in me. And that's what you're looking to do in this situation. Another quick story. How quickly this can happen and how I just want you to broadly find the things that are making you feel that pain. I was out at a bar years ago, beginning a Charisma on Command with Ben. And I walked into the bar, saw a girl that I liked, and I told Ben, I said, man, she's pretty. He said, go talk to her. And I started to, and then I realized she was surrounded by 6 or 7 guys that she was there with. I have no idea why. And immediately I didn't want to talk to her. And I said as much. I was like, I'm going to talk to someone else. And Ben said, oh, come on, man. Go up, talk to her. You might get a date with her. Okay, he's going with the pleasure principle. That would be nice. I thought, nah, not worth it. I'm going to go talk to someone else. He said, come on, man. Like, you're going to regret this. I know you. If you don't do this, you're going to beat yourself up when you get home. Okay, there's the pain principle. I thought, yeah, but still don't really want to go and do this. And he probably threw out 6 or 7 more things before finally he got me. Because there's always with people, there is one leverage point. For me doing these videos, it was feeling like I'm letting you guys down. In this situation, Ben said, you're supposed to be Charisma on Command. You're supposed to teach people how to be confident and charismatic in the moments where they don't feel it. And you're telling me you're not going to go do this? And in that moment, everything shifted in my brain. Still, yes, it was didn't want to do it, but there was no way that I was not going to at least try. And so within the next 30 seconds, I walked up, introduced myself to the guys, and eventually met this girl. Point not being that I got a date because I didn't, or that we hit it off because we didn't. The point is that you need to find that strongest leverage point. So go cast a wide net. When you're thinking about laziness and you're trying to stick to a diet, it's not just, okay, I won't get the abs or I won't get the girl. Maybe you won't respect yourself. Maybe your business won't do as well. Maybe it'll impact your income. You got to cast a wide net to find where that piece is that really impacts you. For me, and I know for a lot of people, it's letting other people down. That's one of the most impactful things. So that's the second step. Write all the ways it's going to cost you, and then at bold, if you're writing it, the number one thing that really hurts, that really gets you moving. Third, you want to go through and talk about the pleasure that is there if you change. So if you flip your anxiety into confidence, what can you get? Well, all of a sudden you can make more friends. You might get a date that you like. You're going to be a good example for all the other people who might feel anxious and can look to you. Whatever it is, spend some time doing the same things here. As I went through why I'm not creating videos, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can make an impact. I'll get to read more nice emails from people. It's going to help a lot more people in the world. Maybe I'll actually get to be like some of the people that I really admire, like Tony Robbins. I know that's a lofty goal, but when I look at that, that inspires me. There needs to be something that you can sit there and that gets you moving. So you've got a really strong pain principle, a really strong pleasure principle. These are the foundations of changing your feelings. And I will tell you, if you review this twice a day, 3 times a day maybe, morning and evening, for a handful of days, most beliefs take a couple of days of just reviewing these really, really strong principles to completely change. And I know that I did it with the business, and I've worked more in the last couple days without even having to review this than I have previously in weeks. Whatever it is for you, you can change that anxiety, you can change that envy, you can change that laziness. And again, this is crazy for the impact that it can have on your life, because when you shift your feeling, you totally shift the actions that you take. And when you shift the actions that you take, everything changes. So I hope that you guys have found this helpful. If you have, I'm going to be doing much, much more on it. I don't know exactly what direction it's going to go. I imagine that eventually there'll be a course on it, because what I'm realizing is that there's these beliefs, but they form spider webs of belief systems. And while you might remove one belief that says, hey, I can't go talk to people, something else could get in there that still intercepts you and you can't always see it. So what I'm trying to do is come up with a systematic way to restructure my belief system so they get me moving the direction I want, so that I'm getting the health that I want, so that I'm getting the friends that I want, I'm building the business I want, impacting the world in the way that I want. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead, click on the description link below. I'm going to have a link to our email list. And what I'm going to do is probably send to you a couple of surveys to see what types of things here that you're interested in rewiring, what new beliefs you would like to have, what areas you're struggling with, so that eventually, if this does become an online course, it is the most all-encompassing course that it could possibly be. So if you're interested in that, go click the link below. Either way, the other thing I should say is that because I'm trying to do more of these videos, I am this Thursday going to do a live Q&A. I do not know how I'm going to get the technology to work, but it's going to be 5 p.m. That's 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, this Thursday, which is, I don't know which day, but it's a couple days from now. And we're going to make it work. You guys send in your questions. I'll stay on for a while, and it should be fun. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead, click the button here to subscribe. Make sure you click the notification bell below because I don't think YouTube is sending it out to everybody as much anymore. If you want to learn more about this, go to whatever link over here, click that. You'll join our email list or in the description. And of course, I hope that you have enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.